Hello, welcome to the final video of this series. There will actually be at least one more bonus video that you mustn't miss after this one, but more about that at the end. Here in this three-part series, we're exploring, I think, in a profoundly unique way, how to motivate teenagers as a parent, really from the roots up, from as deep a basis as I've come to approach it from after more than 20 years obsessing over this topic and working tirelessly to achieve the best results possible throughout my career working with teenagers and parents. We looked in video 1 at what doesn't work, amping up the war, doubling down on them, forcing, coercing, controlling, punishing, even certain kinds of rewarding. Video 1 was focused on stepping back in general, the opposite of stepping in, which may well be our tendency. We learned why we should retire all this power over parenting, stop stressing and hand over responsibility over time, using our discernment to our teens so that they can find their own motivation. Otherwise, in GCSE terms and in general, we're like some classical figure. We're in perpetual suffering trying to push this massive boulder up this endless mountain. We're never going to make it, and it's going to exhaust us or crush us into eventually giving up anyway. Well, I recommend getting to that point sooner rather than later to spare yourself and your relationship with your teen, but also, more importantly, to make the real results you may be dreaming of actually accessible to you, enabling their intrinsic motivation, watching them doing it and taking it on of their own accord, watching them getting into it, becoming dedicated to it, and without you needing to really do anything apart from be available, love them, support them, and look on admiringly. One student I'm working with currently told his mum, and she told me, that's how the Young Fire Academy coaching program is so effective because of the open feedback loops I have with both parents and teens. I get to hear from each side, so to speak, independently and work my magic in the middle. Anyway, she told me that he had said that he just needed her to tell him he was doing well. He's doing his A-levels, feeling the pressure, procrastinating, doubting himself. But wow, what clear and perfect advice, just to tell him that he's doing well. That's all he needs. Another parent heard that her daughter had flunked her exams, and instead of blowing up as her and her husband usually would, parents just turned it all around on her. Are you okay? How do you feel about it? Is there anything we can do? What do you think the best thing is to do from here? She was just completely blown away, so surprised and relieved and touched and full of ideas and initiatives and resolved commitment to do better for the next round of mocks. So it's more that approach as opposed to excessive involvement, intervention and management. Second video was all about prioritizing our relationships with our teen above all else. All these videos are in your inbox, by the way. Just search for them. If you can't find them, you haven't seen the first video or the second video, email us. We'll make sure you can find them and watch them as well. I'm recapping here as best as I can, but really you'll miss the journey, the deepening of conviction, and probably the result you're after if you don't watch all the videos in the series. So go back, make time to watch them all once you've watched this, and let me know the value you receive as you go. I always love to hear and invite you to write. So, video 2, I was saying, prioritizing your relationship with your teen above all else is perhaps a surprising instruction in a video series on motivation, but it shouldn't be. Hopefully, some part of you can immediately recognize the wisdom, if I may call it that, in this. All the results you really crave in your child, including having a child that is motivated in school, out of school, or both, spring from this source. This is where you really lay the foundations for life success for your child by learning how to be in true, authentic, honest, close, and open relationship with each other. And it's actually surprisingly difficult to do for many of us, especially with society and school banging us all over the head with the insistence that grades are actually what we need above all else. Now, I'm not going to get into that argument here. All I'll say is that I would highly recommend both. Starting with prioritizing relationship with your child above all else, and the grades being a natural byproduct of that unrivaled foundation for motivation, confidence, and well-being in your teen. So in video 2, we looked at ways that we may need to and like to reset our relationship with our teenager, having stepped back. Imagine what your life is going to look like if you can follow these first 2 steps. You will have peace in your mind and heart, perhaps for the first time in a long time. You'll be so much less stressed, worried and angry. You will have given up a full-time failing parent management job on top of your full-time paid job most likely. You'll be able to actually focus on that other job or passion or endeavor rather than being caught up in a web of the most painful and preoccupying arguments, lies and disappointments. An emotional roller coaster, really. You'll sleep better as well as work better. You might even start to enjoy family life again more than despair in it, and revel in the role of parent rather than resent it. Your teen is going to love the new you, someone who isn't on their back the whole time, carrying an atmosphere of tension around with you, obsessed only with academics or getting them to do something else that they're not currently able to, or invested in themselves. Imagine how incredible it will feel to not alienate each other anymore and to have found a way to clear the air, start a new era, a blank slate based on love, trust, respect, honesty, openness, commitment and fun. And to see that achieve everything you've ever wanted in motivation terms too. That's the best move you can make, in my humble professional opinion, based on decades in this field. Leave them to it and reset your relationship to nurture love, trust, respect, honesty, openness, commitment and fun. Now today, video 3, we're going to focus on fun. I've hopefully convinced you to stop pushing in video 1. I've given you many tools in video 2 to clear the air, reset your relationship, to rebuild and restore trust, connection and confidence, and anything that's been lost along the way. Now it's time to really create the life and the family relationships of your dreams. And I don't mean that lightly. I say that knowing the effect that these moves have had in countless families. By using my authority to good effect with these same simple but necessary lessons, using my skill in analyzing and communicating the subtleties of parent or teacher relationship with a child, and knowing what I do about what truly motivates and what slowly poisons true motivation, I've made quite a few people by this stage pretty happy, young and older. So let's have some fun. Now today's theme is much more than just some throwaway idea. It's also like the other 2 steps, stepping back, taking responsibility for the past, or prioritizing relationship above all else. Having fun together as a family is the absolute elixir for parental success that becomes possible only once you've dealt with the other 2. Both the other steps, if incomplete, prevent you from really being free to enjoy each other, because there are too many conditions, demands and expectations, hence step 1, stepping back, and too much baggage, history or trauma, hence step 2, prioritizing your relationship above all else. Now, anything and everything is possible. Real love and closeness and joy and wonder can start to grow, or in the company of your child and the life that you're so blessed to share with them. Now, I think as parents, we, through working too hard, stressing too much and worrying too much, have lost a lot of the natural joy, fun, humor and sense of adventure that's actually abundantly available to us in family life at this stage. The problem is that even if we want to or are ready to have fun, our teen may really not be ready for us to come at them in this way. They may outright not want to even hang out with us. They may find us way too cringe, feel really awkward at the idea of fun with us, not know what to do or how to do this with us. They may not think that we're at all fun, or that we're capable of fun with them or anyone else for that matter. They may not be convinced that we really want to have fun with them. Why would we suddenly want to do that? What would the point be? They thought we were mostly just irritated by them at this stage. Well, before we get into how to have fun with our child and how to overcome these barriers, it's important, I think, to state that if we don't have fun with our kids, it disables a big part of us when we're needing to be serious. Without the fun, the love, the connection, the joy, the freedom, we can't really enter into the harder stuff, into the tougher topics, without being blocked or stifled by the fact that that's always what we focus on with them. Our kids become kind of jaded of our relentless focus on the serious stuff, when they are looking for fun, for joy, for connection, for love, for all the things we may have forgotten in our grumpy, overworked, stressed out parenthood, you know? But like I said before, this is the magic, the cherry on top to be able to motivate your teen, to be able to communicate with them better, to be listened to be connected with them, and to be someone they trust enough to share all of life with. So in my opinion, Many of us parents could do with a push, a bit of experimentation, retraining, and remembering, once we get to these teenage years, some rekindling of the playful, light, joyful, easygoing, unencumbered version of ourselves that our kids can immediately appreciate, buy into, and take inspiration and great leadership from. When we're able to fully not be serious and focused on objectives or agendas the whole time with them, when our love can be freely expressed through joyful and liberating shared experiences, then our kids feel that our relationship with them and love for them is genuinely unconditional. Then we can guide them and advise them about the more serious aspects of life. Then also, they are free to find their own purpose and drive, supported by us openly, not insisted on or engineered by us in their place. Okay, so hopefully you can see and feel the link there is between having fun, lightening up, being playful, and enhancing their natural intrinsic motivation. It's long been a parenting instruction from me for groups of parents I've worked with to just have some fun, plan some trips, do whatever you all love doing together, and it works wonders in all departments of a parent relationship with their teen and in that teen's overall development. Okay, so here's the teaching part of the video, the solutions I propose, the invitations I have for you, ways to bring fun and lightness to your being and relationship with your teen. First up, self-care. Might not sound so fun in a way, but no one wants to party with someone who's stressed out, burnt out and exhausted, let alone your teenager. If that's you, we've all got to look after ourselves. There is no pouring from an empty cup in this parenting role, so we have to prioritize ourselves actually. Look after number one, same as the oxygen mask on a flight, you put your own on first before tending to your child. We are no use to our children if we are passing out ourselves from stress, exhaustion and burnout, completely consumed by some other preoccupation like work or money, relationships, whatever. That's the lack of oxygen in the flight analogy. So my first suggestion to you is to take the measures you need to be as well in yourself as you possibly can be for them, for your children, as well as for yourself and everyone else in your life. It is stupid to grind ourselves into the ground for our kids. That's a complete disservice to them and ourselves. So let's balance our own well-being as a top priority in tending to all our other life commitments, including our children. Write a few notes, pause the video here if you need to. What could those steps be towards better self-care? Maybe therapy, time off, exercise, less or no alcohol, earlier bedtime, swimming, meditating, reading, walking, seeing friends, whatever it is for you. Secondly, make yourself available to your team. Schedule a time and let them know when you're going to be around or when you could plan to do something together. Sometimes we don't have much time with our teens because we're like ships in the night. Everyone's schedule and plans are dynamic and unpredictable, so book it in and don't cancel on them ever if you can possibly avoid it. There is no replacement in relationship and therefore motivation terms, in my opinion, for spending time together, and you have to fight for it in this day and age. So easy to let these days and weeks and weekends slip by, and before you know it, bam, they're gone, or they're not up for it anymore. Also, when you are together, lose the phone. Don't snatch even short periods of time when you're with them, catching up on emails, WhatsApp messages or scrolling. Just be with them completely. Even if they start doing something else or go off for a bit, don't get sucked in or sucked away. Stay present, focused and available, and wait for them to come back. Send them the right signals of your intention to be with them completely, and role model also what you want to see in them and how you want your time together to be. Otherwise, before long, you'll both have your phones out rather than being together, and you won't schedule that time again. Start simple and keep it brief initially. If you're uncertain about how to spend time or spending time at all one-on-one, then just do something really easy like going to the cinema or pick a movie to watch together at home. Also, can be good for it to not be too lengthy, so like a half-hour walk to get donuts, that's it. Reassure them that it won't be any longer if they're worried about time, and keep your word. Okay, next, invite their friends round or along with you. If it's too intense, weird, forced or boring to plan to do something together, just one-on-one, then let them have a friend come along for the ride with them to open it up a bit. And don't worry if you don't get so much time, at least you're there together and your kid's happy and having fun partly in your company. Then, We need to relearn how to be playful in a way that isn't cringe, engaging in play at our kids' level, not always electing to sit in the cafe and catch up on messaging whilst they go off and do something. So go swimming with them, paintball with them, laser quest with them, join in with the water park slides, etc. Oh yeah, and this relates to joining them in their world, only if they're up for it, any of this. But online or offline, bike with them, play football with them, go to the skate park with them, game with them, especially if you judge it, see how fun it is, and drop that judgment on the wall within. Have them show you their favorite TikTok channels or YouTubers or whatever. Go along with it, get into it, understand it all through their eyes, no judgment. Okay, next, take up a new hobby with them. One dad of a family I was working with, who are based in Australia, he started surfing with his 15-year-old son, and they both loved it. They got super into it at the same time. But it could be anything, going to concerts, starting weekly ceramics classes, running or working out together, anything. And great if it's regular. You both like it and can engage in it together in effortless and fun ways. Okay, next one, say yes. Surprise them by abandoning a long-held boundary or two, temporarily or altogether, being open to doing things that they've never seen you do before, demonstrating a level of freedom, freewheeling and fearlessness that they may not associate with you after all these uptight years. I can only say this because it's my tendency to. Surprise them with a new level of openness, grab their attention by evolving, basically, not getting stuck in our ways. We don't have to live up to our labels or stereotypes and show up in the way our kids have always expected us to. We can be whoever we are in each moment fresh and new, without contrivance or unsettling inconsistency. You'll know when you've taken it too far and it's just a bit off, or when it's having a great effect for everyone, yourself very much included. Next, lighten up. Just that. Just wake up each day if you're grumpy like I can be, and give yourself a pep talk that you're not going to mope around and worry so much about everything. You're going to lighten up sometime before your kids are all grown up or you die. That's my idea of a joke, but it's also true. We could easily not lighten up before our kids leave home or we are dead. Let's not do that. Next, gratitude. Celebrating all that is good about your child and your life as a daily practice, if you like, or when you've got 5 minutes, write a list of things you love and appreciate about your child when you might otherwise reach for your phone, for example. Redressing that obsessive negativity that can easily ensnare us in the teenage years. Hold them in the highest regard, like I said in the first video, nurturing that version of their best self, without taking anything for granted and resisting the impulse to compare them to others, siblings or friends. And tell them what you think of them in a way that they can hear, take to heart and accept. Encourage them, praise them authentically and unconditionally. You might be thinking, how on earth do I do all of this? Like, have fun with my teenager? It's impossible. They don't even want to know, they don't want to spend time with me, and we have next to nothing in common these days. Well, the first step is for you to believe that it's possible and to know that you're up for trying. Treat this latest phase as a challenge to loosen up, to experiment and to tune into what they might need and actually want on a deeper level beyond their surface insecurities and resistances. We're in a fight as parents to stay relevant to this generation. Soon they will be too old anyway, gone, too busy, not interested. So now's our time, now's our last chance maybe. We have a few years and then that's it. We need to nurture or create our one-to-one adult relationship with them. Otherwise, we might not have much of one. So don't always be mum and dad together either. That's also an avoidance of relationship. Do anything you can to make it comfortable and possible for you on your own to be together regularly with your child in any way. And like I said, start small and build up to bigger trips. Keep the initial engagements brief and easy for them to access, and then grow your time together from there. And be patient. Keep the faith, remain open and willing and focused on making it happen, and keep brainstorming ideas separately or together for what you could do. Empathize with them perhaps also for not wanting to be with you that often. If they give you that impression, or tell you directly, and explain as best you can how healthy, beneficial and good for you all it would be. You only all ever have one mother or father from the teen's perspective lifelong, and you will only ever have the children you have also lifelong. So, reassure them that you understand that it's not easy and it doesn't have to be for long, just a weekly touch-in to start with, and maybe just half an hour, walking to get an ice cream, a new Saturday afternoon tradition. Ask them, of course, if they have any suggestions or requests or preferences about what they would like to do with you. That's awesome. And if they don't know, then just agree that you could both think about it and decide what to do another day. And you can just bribe them. If they don't want to hang out with you initially, I wouldn't say bribe them with money, but bribe them with ice cream, pizzas, donuts, stuff you don't normally approve of maybe, or other nice food or places they like and they like to go to. All right, well, I hope that has opened a world of possibilities up for you and that it's excited you about the possibilities, and I would love to hear how it goes. So always feel free to let me know how you're getting on, the results you're seeing, or the remaining challenges or questions you have, either on email or through any of our social media channels. You've been so amazing to come here to listen to me for some fairly meaty videos, and for many of you, to then let me know your gratitude and appreciation for each video with emails and comments and private messages. So thank you so much for that. Thank you also for being so committed to your children, your child or your children, and so open to learn new ways and return with confidence to old, timeless ways of parenting, I'm sure, ones that are more in line with your truest instincts and nature. Before we wrap things up, there is something more for those of you that would like to take this all the way, to go deeper and really guarantee yourself incredible results with your teenager, with your other children, and for your family futures. This really needn't be, and in my opinion, really shouldn't be the end. I'm not going to say anything more about this very special invitation that I have for you now, other than that it'll be arriving in your inbox imminently, and I'll need you to look out for it and not miss it because it's half term or for any other reason. It's one more brief video with an offer that is only going to be open for a few days and with limited availability. That's just where we're at right now, keeping it lean and mean, moving forward quick with the hungriest and most eligible group, so keep an eye out. This is not goodbye, therefore, so see you again for the next one in your inbox very soon. Much love.